These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LPL Summer Split matchup.
Through that early game, that was a disastrous level 1. He lost a bunch of tempo, he was slower in his jungle. He lost his flash, which meant that he was susceptible to dying if Yanxiang actually walked inside his jungle, but great pressure as Wayward will yoink the last one right there.
Well played by Yanxiang just to accept the react. Like, we see a lot of junglers that contest those, that they fight for that red buff there and end up losing out. Good to see Yanxiang acknowledging the fact that the red buff is in fact lost and going for an objective elsewhere instead. Good little trade there from WE. I'd say worth it for a red buff. Xiaohao at least punishing though and grabbing that red buff.
For Yanxiang to walk in, he has absolutely no vision. Fofo quite low on mana as well. Let's see if WE will choose to contest that.
Curtain call comes in. Yanxiang flashed upon Solar Flare down and punished. RA have come in and they have a target on Yanxiang's head.
A lot of a big role to play in the fights to come. Talking about fights to come, we see that the entirety of the Team WE except Wayward. Oh no.
Oh, he's going to get flashed after. Assume got caught by the stun from the W. Wayward's going to go for the dive. Q3, can it land? No! Good sidestep for an Assume and finds the root as well. Fourth shot lands and Assume finds a solo kill.
Who said Cassante could 1v1 80 carries like this? He cannot. Assume with a great sidestep. Had he not sidestepped that Q3, he would most certainly be dead.
Over the split as well. I know KDA is not everything, but it does feel good to see a good number, especially on a team that have had their struggles. Fofo's having his struggles right now underneath the tower as Jue gets the CC chain and Xiaohao sweeps up another kill. RA are dominated WE. You know, definitely not jungle camps. They're all in the goggles and all of that.
This Grump is like the meme that says this guy walks into a bar and slaps your friend. Mark is slapping Jue. And he's down.
Yeah, remember when we were talking about Jue earlier about his strengths and weaknesses, how sometimes he goes a little far trying to get vision and whatnot?
Mark losing his flash and ignite for this play, of course, has resulted in a dragon, as you mentioned, and a kill, one that is very much needed onto that Kai'Sa. Vikla.
Bit of revenge for what happened to Fofo in the bottom side. It doesn't really work out for WE in the way that it did for RA, though.
He's so cold-blooded. The fact that so many projectiles just fly his way and he's just so cold, but he either dodges them or he just keeps moving straight. You know how they say the best dodge is when you don't dodge? That's exactly what Vikla is doing right here. Talking about Vikla in RA, he's now TP towards the top of the map. He's completely evaded that bot side. I get to push lane so fast. We'll see if Abel can get a lot of value out of his Kraken Slayer, but yeah, this is the one question mark that I have in terms of the Kai'Sa. I feel like the AP Kai'Sa, so the mix attack speed into AP, is so damn broken.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he still goes for that build off of the back of Kraken Slayer. We have seen that a little bit where, I mean, I agree. I think Shiv for the wave clear would be good, but maybe just conceding the fact that you're against a Jhin, you're not going to win pushing the mid lane against his stacked Shiv, so maybe just going for a little bit more damage than stacked Shiv gives. Herald in the mid lane and a Solar Flare as well. Lilting Lullaby onto 2. Great play from RA. They pull the trigger and they snap WE in half. Oh, the root comes through. No follow-up from the rest of the team. Wayward moving over with Fofo. Don't know if WE even win this.
Calling from Fofo just to push them a little bit further back, and RA so decisive. We said earlier on, a few too many times right now too, to be specific. Walks up to try and do the damage, and that's again the soul rain scenario that we're talking about when we're looking at Team WE. You see that Kai'Sa now has to walk a little bit too far up. Look where Jay is positioned right here. Abel could be in a lot of trouble. However, RA are just looking for the push down mid lane to try and contest for that dragon, because it's going to be sole point for Team WE.
Perhaps the win condition for them. Mountain Soul would certainly make Wayward an absolute menace. Yanxiang going to be put to sleep here. Jue follows up with a Solar Flare. Curtain call comes through. Mark has to tank everything for his jungler, but his jungler has fallen, and so has he. Fofo tried to escape with a fourth shot, obliterates him, and suddenly WE are pushed against the ropes. RA find another fight. They find a bonus on the back of it. They get themselves a Drake potentially, and they can even move towards towers.
But this game has evolved into bully the new guy kind of game. Yanxiang is the primary target from RA. Xiaohao hits his spell only onto Yanxiang.
Perhaps they could play through Fog of War. They've got a lot of burst damage. If they can find a good target, that's an opportunity for them. But I don't know. This even if you like, it's going to be Jway face checking, right? He's pretty damn tanky. You're going to struggle to find a pick, and in the meantime, RA are just doing the Baron. Mark wants to move up and try and get vision. Jway happy to just go toe-to-toe with him. Yanxiang knows that he has to try and step up. He knows something's going on, but it's just not happening for WE. And they don't even play opposite. They don't even get a tower bot. They just sort of try and vaguely attempt to contest, but just the Baron goes down and nothing happens.
I feel it all comes down to Wayward potentially finding a flank. Now, for you to find a flank TP, there needs to be some sort of vision, a trap, anything that he can TP on. WE cannot advance. Oh no, Yanxiang.
Yeah, that's not the most respectful positioning I've ever seen. It's a big fourth shot, but Jway might burn to a crisp and Yanxiang survived. Abel now being chased down, but he takes a kill, and suddenly WE winning a fight, although it's gone 2 for 2, and a rocket from Vikler turns it into the hat-trick. RA now in a 3v1 against Cassante, and I favor Cassante in all of those situations, but Wayward, oh, another route onto him. I swear, Assume has destroyed Wayward this game twice now. He finds those routes, and twice it turns into a kill.
This has been the closest WE have come to winning a team fight, and that's because RA overextend. They see target, they want to kill target, they get excited because they caught Yanxiang once again. However, this time around, the rookie jungler for WE had a stopwatch. He had a arm guard in his inventory. 980 carry bans in the previous, in this game, we'll have 10 on the next one.
Assume very happy with the bans that went down because it looks like he is very comfortable on this Jhin. Fair play to Abel, I just want to quickly mention as well, did win out his 1v1 against Xiaoshu in the death round. Vikler attacked again, but he just obliterates. Fofo goes 1 for 1 and Yanxiang chunked as well. Xiaoshu, can he get close enough? Death Realm is available. Doesn't have the rocket belt though, doesn't have flash, can't finish anything off, but now a dive at the bottom side as well as Wayward dives forward to get onto Jway, but he just doesn't have the damage. Assume low, but Abel one shot by the fourth shot. Assume escapes with a flash, dodges the Q3, finds another. It's glorious from RA, and now the curtain call onto Yanxiang. The slow is there, another slow, bit of CC, and the fourth shot dodged by Seeker's arm guard. Unfortunately, rooted, burned, and sent to sleep in more ways than one. No, the swell seed goes sideways. Yanxiang survives. Oh no, he does. Oh God! My heart can't take this.
RA are the 4-man unit pushing down the last 2 remaining towers of WE's base, and I have to raise my apology, putting down all the damage. Now, this might not be a flashy champ in general.
5 was or something, maybe even 4, and it's 27 minutes into the game. It's over a 10,000 gold lead, and Jway knows it as he just walks forward. He's like, come on, let's just finish the job. Straight towards WE. Abel, how fancy are your feet today? Not fancy enough. Not fancy enough to just survive the burn. As now they move towards the mid lane as well.
RA, what a decisive game for game 1. We said they wanted to fight for that first spot versus OMG, and Yanxiang getting caught once again. Doesn't have the hourglass, doesn't even get to use it, and Fofo left all alone as the flash away. Assume trying to get a last kill, doesn't have the flash available, and 5 members are just marching down the base.
What a game for RA. What a confidence game for this team. They are on a 3-series win streak right now. They are looking to contest for first seed in the group, and with performances like this, they are well and truly on track.
Looks ecstatic to be playing the Cassante one more time into the Mordekaiser, but yeah, I feel like Xiaohao is feeling himself, especially after game number 1.
Xiaohao.
Oh, he's going back.
Moves back in. Oh my God, Xiaohao wants the 1v1. He's got prio in all 3 lanes, and he knows how to use it as well. Yanxiang has a ward though. But even if he doesn't find the 1v1, the Gromp is going to reset. He slowed Yanxiang down so much. Xiaohao now moves on to the Gromp himself. The shield comes on through. Xiao with the smite. No, Yanxiang finds it, but Vikla over the wall gets the DPS down. Sonic Wave lands. The damage is there. First blood, but now Wayward looks to answer, and Xiao the turret shot follows, and Wayward grabs double buffs. Now in the bot side, RA have got a 2v2 kill. Abel trying to answer onto Assume. Does he have the damage though? Manages to find it, but he'll lose his own life. 2 for RA on the bot side.
Ganked by Elisin, and that is what is really cool about having things like Leona and Nautilus in your lane. A lot of these champions that do not have setup, especially pre-6, suddenly are very, very viable into lane ganking and creating pressure.
Flash down in the bottom side is Abel, the target. This time, Assume is on the enemy. AD carry with the feathers are great from Abel. Stun under the tower. One more auto would do the trick, and he finds it. Q underneath the Xiaohao dives again, twice in the early game. Xiaohao runs it under a tower.
He's alive, gets to push in that wave. Abel already on his way. He's gonna miss just a couple of creeps, and Yanxiang instantly with the reply towards the top side of the map will secure 3 Void Grubs for Team WE. Xiaohao cover for his mid laner to push out that wave. Fofo, a lot of pressure down mid.
Double knock up in the bottom side. Abel trying to get some feathers down, but Jue answers. Feather Storm used, and the pullback finds Assume. Jue steps forward, accepts his fate to get Assume out of dodge.
A little bit too aggressive right here. Xiaohao is hiding around the corner.
A much better start to the game than what we saw in game number 1. They're up in gold. That'll be 6 scrubs for them, contesting against RA's early game. The tense one, remember, for WE, these kinds of games can be the difference maker. They're not out of the running just yet, but they need to change their tune if they want to make it towards playoffs. RA have already qualified for their 9th series. It's just about which opponent they get. The more games they win, the more likely they are to face off against, you'd assume, OMG. Yeah. I'm glad Xiaohao has slowed it down a little bit. Sort of. Because, you know, I don't think just dying to towers over and over is necessarily a win condition for RA. However, I do feel like you're playing the Lee Sin. You're not exactly going to be a demon in the late game. TP behind enemy lines, and that's a double swirl seed, double lilting lullaby. Wayward has found the backline. All out doesn't quite get him over the wall, but Assume still goes down. Tree-Shot Barrage went through, and Vikla dives over the wall, looking for Mark Culling onto 3 as well. And RA are fighting 4v5, and they're winning 4v5. Vikla dives forward for a bit more damage. 4v4 on the map as Yanxiang, sorry, manages to find another. Yanxiang and Wayward moving in as well. It's going to be a smite fight for the Herald. It looks like Xiaohao Q's over the wall. Has the eye to pop as well, but no, outsmited. Mark pulled into the Death Realm by Xiaoshu. Should be finished off as Abel chased down by Vikla. Kraken Slayer available, and the double shot. The Light Slinger finds it.
RA find the fight. WE find the objective, but they're not going to be able to walk in to take the eye. It's gonna get guarded for the time being by Vikla. The TP in the mid lane. He might get
swapped. Oh no, he TP'd to avoid the Mordekaiser. Ended up in the mix instead. Jue being chased down is actually gonna die. It was all Fofo. Great TP there to bait Jue into diving to settle for a kill for Yanxiang. Genius.
He knew that he knew that they knew that he knew, but they didn't know that he was too strong when he was TPing in. Fofo. He could be the difference maker, all in all here. 2-0-1, almost 200 CS. 16 minutes in. This guy has 193 C. Abel had to run away right there. Didn't have the ult through the previous skirmish that had commenced. And now RA versus WE. They're looking for the 3rd dragon for the side of RA.
It'll be a Mountain Soul once again. Was last game as well, although we never really saw Soul come into play. Wayward is pulled into a 1v4 here and should just be finished off. Drake trying to be burst by WE, but they're forced away. That Soul point with Wayward going down. Fantastic punish from RA. Wait,
RA are just brute forcing themselves in, and WE now want to fight 4 versus 5. WE, it feels like there's no response coming in from WE. Oh, Mark. What?
I don't know why he's necessarily there, but you know what? He was my boy on top esports, and I'll say no more. Benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt for Mark.
This is what Muntz is trying to say, pretty much.
There's a lot of that in top esports, actually, trying to figure out the reason, but we're not entirely sure what. Yeah. Okay, he was caught by the death realm, so.
On the map, and I think Fofo has had a pretty good game in game number 2 onto the Corki. He's been set up for success. He's got 6 void grabs as well, tearing through those towers. So there is a side lane threat for Team WE. So far, every single time again, RA are throwing bodies at them. Oh,
Xiaoshu junked, has flash, but I don't think he has a chance to use it really. And a 2v1, almost a 3v1 as Yanshang was moving over as well. Abel, though, could be in trouble himself. Oh, nice little Q there. Snipes him out to punish RA, attempting to pressure a tier 2 in the top side.
And Xiaohao is looking for a dive potentially in the middle as well. So he's gonna get hit.
He jumped into the swirl seed. He literally E'd into it and sets up a Wayward to dive on him, but flashes no, still taken down. Yanxiang walks away as well. It's a freebie there for WE. They lose a tier 2, but Fofo's able to trade it.
RA had the right idea.
Wait,
the execution just like a Vikla.
What are we doing? What is going on in this game?
Yanshang has hit one too many good ultimates in this particular game, and they're looking for more. They're gonna pull in the TP from Wayward 2.
Grouping up for the Drake. I'm looking for some vintage Xiaohao here. The Lee Sin game has been hit or miss so far. A big kick can change all of that. Pulling from Xiaoshu as Jue just dives into 5 of them. Solar Flare down, but he's dropped already. Mark will fall as well, and Yanshang turns golden, sets the sleep going, and Abel follows it up and Assume dashes away, and Vikla finishes that job. Yanshang chasing out Assume here, but Vikla, once again, the hitman on the scene, chasing for more. WE have won the rest of the fight, and Vikla can't finish Yanshang.
RA, only Vikla remaining.
Fofo,
no.
Triple kill for Fofo as he finishes the last man, and Soul is denied.
And I want you to watch this replay when it plays one more time, because you said you're looking for vintage Xiaohao, and this particular replay will show you exactly why Lee Sin is such a greedy pig into Xayah. 6-0-2 after this fight for Fofo, 3-1-8.
Positioning, sneaking around behind the Dragon Pit here.
The Dragon has been started. He doesn't know.
I mean, I like the idea, but he needed to throw a Q in. Looking for the fight, perhaps, but found and just sent back in. And so WE, they get the Drake, they deny the Soul, and now they're going to engage from Mark, but Vikla gets away with a cleanse. Abel has to use the Feather Storm as Xiaoshu has found Fofo in the Death Realm. Yanshang has gone down. Fofo shut down as well. Xiaohao answered. At least there's one. Double knocker from Mark, and Abel is popping off as well, but he goes down. Vikla turns it around as Wayward tries to chase once again, but once again is shut down. Triple for Vikla, and RA take control once again.
Fofo stole the spotlight earlier on, but Vikla comes in clutch for this particular play. RA run away with 3 members, and they're gonna start taking down this Baron. Only Mark left alive on this Rakan. I don't think there's much you can do to stop this Baron from going down for RA. What a clutch fight coming in from RA. It seems like they were spread a little bit too thin on the map. But Xiaohao for Team WE, especially on things like the Hui, Corki, very similar scales to the gods in the late game. So if someone can't do it for Team WE, it is him. They're going to spot Xiaohao in the back there as well. They're going to have to back off from the tier 1 tower. It's going down very shortly. And now,
look at Xiaohao.
Team RA, they do have a wave. Can you snipe Abel?
Solar Flare. Oh, Sonic Wave goes wide. They're just going to try and get the tier 2 instead. They'll finish it off, and looking for a fight. The culling does a lot of damage to Mark. As Fofo sent under the tower as well. The bot lane of WE just kicked out of the fight entirely. And this whole time, Xiaoshu is pressuring the tier 2 in the bottom side.
Pressuring both mid and bot. Great coordination right here from RA. Another.
Xiaohao hasn't necessarily had the flashiest Lee Sin plays, but the pressure he's been putting out in these fights has been good. He's hunted for these flanks, and WE once again just going to be first ones on the Drake. I think they just take this. Xiaohao can't get nearby. He's going to be put to sleep here as the fight truly kicks off. Xiaohao sent packing on the top side, but Abel is low as well, and he's in the death realm right now. 3k on the Drake as it's absolute carnage, and Abel has fallen. Xiaoshu in the middle of everyone, but he falls himself. Xiaohao tries to get on the Drake, and he goes down. WE might have just found a miracle. Assume surviving. Wayward takes him down, though, as Drake kicked out as well, and Vikla watches his team fall as he channels a recall. WE now pressuring in the bottom side. I mean, they've got 20 seconds on dead time as Vikla has overstepped. Gets underneath the tower, will survive. has the chance to get back to the fountain. If he goes down, that could have been the end of the game. WE can't quite finish.
TP in from Vikla. Reminder, no falls into Xiaohao makes the flashier plays more difficult to Rosid.
Vikla doesn't have time to go for a recall here. Baron's already gone. Xiaoshu is on to Yanxiang, sorry, as he looks for the 1v1, but the Zhonya's means that he buys enough time. Xiaoshu now gets caught by the feathers, as does Jue, and WE find an easy fight. Assume goes down, and Vikla late to the party, and will be the last one to leave as well, but leave he will. WE a clean ace as they'll finish out game 2.
They rely on taking down RA if they want to make it further than this group stage in the LPL. They do not want an early 2025 start, and they're going to push RA to a game number 3.
WE maintaining their position in the league, holding on and hoping to book this loss streak. They are 2-3. They push us to 3 games, and they have the opportunity to go even in the group if they can finish this series out. Lanes here for RA, and we'll see if Xiaohao can use those without just diving underneath Tier 1 towers. Yanxiang is now having to path topside. Abel drops a ward, knows what the play is. We've seen enough Zyra in the LPL at this point, but no, Yanxiang moves back down to the bottom side. The dive is already underway as Mark takes a huge chunk. Abel against the wall and will burn down for first blood, and Assume gets the gold.
Yanxiang had the instinct right there to back off, get back down towards that bot lane and try to help his bot lane survive, but it just wasn't enough. Fofo on Azir, if we both just chilling and going late game, surely we have the upper hand, right? But RA are taking that early game, and they're most likely going to be able to run away with it. I feel like RA know exactly what went wrong in game number 1, and they're looking to redeem themselves right here. They need as many wins as possible, and if it comes to a stage where they're both even with OMG, but OMG has more games difference than them, then this game that they just lost to WE, if they manage to win the series, will come back to bite them. So they need to be as clean as possible. As I'm saying, this WE, they're gonna grab away some void grabs from the tops of the map and trade with the dragon.
WE have been good on the void grubs this game, this series, sorry. Wayward even stealing one in game number 1 of the series. They managed to get 6 in game number 2. It's definitely a priority for the team. However, you're against the Ziggs, and Xiaohao plays around the Ziggs, and I'm here for it. Abel, no cleanse available. Look at the damage! My God, how are you meant to survive that one? Mark now realizes he's got nowhere to go. A bomb on top, and Abe, grabs his hat trick this early in the game, and look how low the tower is as well. It's getting close to satchel range.
He's gonna grab it for sure. Xiaohao staying around, making sure they push the wave really quickly. Top, I'm gonna take the 3 void grabs right here, stopping WE from securing 4 for themselves. And I assume he's just pretty much looking to take this tower as low as he can.
Jue tanks up the ult from Yanxiang. It's enough to buy another wave's worth of time, but in the meantime, grubs are going down. Did get a flash out from Assume.
He's not even tanky. There's just no damage on the side of Team W. There's no damage. There's a Warhammer and that's it in Abel's inventory. RA just going strong.
Yeah, doesn't even have Celestial opposition yet, so it's not even like there's that initial ability to just deny burst. Xiaohao moves up again. This is getting silly now.
Oh,
as Mark just put into the lap of Assume once again, and this tower starts to get low with 3 grubs as well. It just gets easier. Yet another tower. Abel takes yet another chunk. Tower shots coming on through. But there we go. Satchel goes down. 550 more gold into Assume's pocket. He is now 3,000 gold ahead of his lane opponent in that of Abel. He'll just go rusty. It's classic wisdom. Mark, unfortunately, did not
Very
listen.
known, of course, yes.
Never be a dragon at a water balloon fight. Another classic. You know, water. Everyone thinks that all animals need to drink. Dragons, they've got fire in the throat. They don't want to be drinking. It'll put it out, probably.
Sporting the Ziggs. Trying to put some pressure down that mid lane tower, and Herald plus Ziggs Satchel will take that one down for free.
Jue caught by the Sichuani ultimate flashes to safety here. I'm surprised WE even want to fight at this point in the game, but deterred by RA to just slam the Herald in this mid lane. I mean, they've already chunked everyone out so heavily. That tower's not available, Jue. That was a disaster. That could have been a tier 2. That could have been a tier 2. Dwayne, that was terrible. Away from so far away. We've not mentioned Smolder stacks a single time this game. Abel on 130.
There's a Smolder in the game.
As I'm not sure he's stacking anytime soon. Locked up inside the bomb. Oh god, the combo is just dirty. Fofo hunting, finding nothing. Unfortunately, steps on a twig, and the scared deer that is Vickler leaps away. Make sure they can get away to safety. And again, oh, hang on, Jway might have overstepped for a second here. Stun comes on through. I don't think there's any follow-up though. Although, Mob comes in, TP behind as well, Assume. Gonna try and DPS his way through this one. Xiaohao pulled over the wall, and WE find themselves a pick.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a hard one. WE are gonna have to figure out a way of maybe catching Xiaohao again by overextending, but that relies on to Xiaohao actually overextending.
The depressing thing as well is Abel is 30 stacks away from his Smolder passive. Had there just been like one less dive during this game, maybe he has his passive and maybe there's some outside angle for WE, but without it, I'm not so sure. Solar Flare right between everyone. Joy walks away. The Strangle Thorns pushes them back. Bombs flying on it. WE are being whittled down as Yansheng falls. Xiaoshu just dives among everyone. Fofo forced to flash. It's a 2-for-1, but that's enough. Although Vickler wants a little bit more. Wayward dives in to try and punish, but Vickler survives, and it's Fofo to go down. What a play from Vickler!
Absolutely great stuff right there from Vickler. Dives forward into 3. Puts down as much damage as possible. Knows he has the backup of his team. RA, every time they dive forward as a unit. All of their carries are going to be up, except Xiaoshu, and they're going to grab the soul for themselves as Smolder. Again, RA have made these whoopsies one too many times, where they're just overextending the jungle like right now.
I mean, that's the Strangle Thorns down. Yansheng will survive. Abel forced to cleanse with a Mega Inferno bomb. Yansheng feeling the brunt of it. Abel alive, has that Bloodthirster, tries to clear the way, but with a cannon there, it's not enough. Tier 2 taken, and RA with the jungler down on the enemy side can move over to the Baron. The 2 games in this series that RA have been ahead in have been domination from start to finish.
Yeah, let's remember they were actually ahead in game number 2 as well. WE now, what do you have? 4 versus 5.
God, Mark, where did his health go? Face checks in. Novus gets one shot. Jway has the flash away. Xiaoshu diving onto the backside. Abel wanted to stack that passive up. The passive is gone. He is gone. Fofo trying to carry, but everybody walks away. He just doesn't have the damage. It's a clean ace as Yansheng finally respawns onto the map, makes his way over. I mean, can he go for some kind of miracle? There's no flash available at 7. I don't even think he gets here in time, to be honest. 3K on the Baron. It will fall. Yansheng moves in. Oh, he's just a second too late. And it means he goes down alongside it.
Oh, and you could see the frustration on his face.
Just a massacre from RA. And it doesn't even, like, you know, we talked about the late game for WE. Their health bars have been getting a little low for RA during these fights, but with the Baron and with the Ziggs, wait, what happened? There wasn't even a solar flare. What just happened? Did Abel just get one shot?
Him with ult?
Oh, Blast Cone betrays Jway. He just commits to an all-in instead. Bombs over the wall here as Xiaoshu dives into the mix. Suddenly it's a positive play for RA. Turns out they needed to dive all along. Wayward gets the shutdown. 1,000 gold in his pocket. He's rich on the server, but unfortunately, he won't be on the server for much longer, so it's only imagined wealth. RA absolutely decimating WE here in game number 3. They decimated game number 1 as well. Bit of a whoopsie in game number 2, but at the end of the day, a fantastic series for RA. Definitely some things to clean up, but a lot of positives to take away.
These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LPL Summer Split matchup.
CS every single one of them, except for the cannon, which makes it feel even worse. Ooh. Oh, this is sneaky.
Tangyuan does find the knockup. Arn just stuck around way too long here trying to push the wave. Will survive, but he's in such an awkward spot. But GLFS moves back down to the bottom side to make sure IG can crash this wave. And in fact, won't just be a wave crash, it'll be first blood. Vampires ignite. Finish. No, wait, what? Was it his Aftershock proc that got it? Geju gets the pressure on this one just off the fact that Juice pushes in, takes the tower plate, resets, TP's back in. So now boots advantage for him in the top side. There's no way YSKM can contend. Geju's grabbed 2 of these grubs. Smite has already been used, and that means GLFS can move in and swipe away the last one. Didn't actually have Smite himself. It was off on cooldown for another second, but
also the map as well. Now, usually going from objective to objective wastes a lot of the time of the jungler, and it takes down a lot of their XP potential. Oh
big
no.
Damage on Tang Yuan. He's pretty tanky, but he's not that tanky. That's his second death of the game, perhaps overestimating how tanky Alistar is before level 6.
Of the fact that they're going to be under constant attack towards the bot side of the map. Talking about a team fight coming in though, IG smell the fire towards the dragon, but GLFS towards the top side of the map means that there's no jungler around.
Bullet time wouldn't have been available, but doesn't really matter when you've got the man advantage. So RNG will grab themselves that first Drake. They got
that I feel like if you do manage to get a good brand ult, slow people down with their rallies, bullet time on top, Tang Yuan finds the target. There's so much opportunity to find one of the squisher members of IG, and that's exactly what Tang Yuan is looking for.
Oh, the flash away from GLFS, but it sets up for one grub. Juice gets over the wall, but knocked back where he came from. Monfong has arrived, and bullet time is available. This could be 5 grubs for RNG if they can finish them off. There's another one for Geju. His smite is about to come up as well. That's 5 grubs. Juice low on HP, and the bullet time comes across. GLFS just about gets away with his life, and maybe a chance for IG as there's still 5 strong. Tang Yuan tanking as Arn dodges away from the pillar of flame, and Tang Yuan, his team has abandoned him. Arn gets a free cash in here in the jungle. Tang Yuan will fall, and that is a ton of gold into Arn's pocket. Cash in, but as you say, gets the one onto Tang Yuan, and that's the most important thing. Didn't die before the stacks were gone, so gets that gold. He's 1,000 gold up individually right now, and that's the biggest gold lead on the map. But Juice, the second biggest at 600 gold, is about to be dived. Uses that Dominus, clears away the minion wave, and then Vampire goes in, tanking the tower. The flick back is good, though. The damage there for IG.
He has gone for the still caps in his inventory, which means you don't necessarily have a lot of tenacity. So once one CC lands, another one will land right on top. And the thing about Talia is that the knockup lands first, which then lands you onto the stun. GLFS might be in trouble here, the turnaround.
Did they not see him go into the brush? GLFS goes down. Tang Yuan walked past the control ward to get into that brush, I'm pretty sure. XCZ now the target. I guess we'll see a replay
if there was a ward that he went past. Yeah, Tang Yuan, I feel like he's been so active on this Alistar. Last time he had to sub in for bot lane, he played Nico, and that was a great performance too. Now they're looking for YSKM.
Headbutt under the tower, Pillar of Flame is there, the passive is there, and another kill for Geju is there. Nice dive from RNG. A good couple of clean plays back to back, all set up by Tang Yuan.
Very nice chain right there from Tang Yuan as well. Headbutts first, then he waits for the pulverize to make sure that Geju's spells land right on top. They chain the CC beautifully. However, they're going to be losing their mid lane tier 1. One of the most precious towers that you do have throughout the entire game will be traded for a top lane tier 1 instead. However, that mid lane tier 1 gives you so much mobility on the map due to the vision allowed.
Tang Yuan at least gets a positive play after a tough early game. So good to see that for him. As GLFS moves into the top side. It's 5-2 on the scoreboard. Gold not far from even as RNG try and punch back. Again, this team is going through roster change after roster change. It is a struggle for them to get these wins on the board. Perhaps this could be the opportunity against another team that has struggled this year.
Absolutely, and so far they've been doing pretty well. Let's see, game dead even, literally 28.8k gold.
They just get a tier 2 basically uncontested. YSKM had TP up, by the way. And sure, you get Herald on the top side, but Herald is not worth a tier 2 tower. That is criminal that RNG get that tower.
There's only so much you can do on the Corki. Nani now taking control of some side lane pressure that we're talking about for IG taking down that top lane tier 1.
I'm really curious to see what happens with this Herald.
But towards that bot side of the map as well, where YSKM is, RNG have full control of the top side corner of GLFS's jungle. Tang Yuan again on the flank.
Tang Yuan finds his head, but Nani just gets annihilated. And Vampire, lone survivor underneath the tower here. XCZ just whittling him down one by one. Arn dives in though, and a bullet time on top of his head. Arn's gonna go down as well. Surely XCZ there to finish the job, tanking the tower, and a triple on the Corki. RNG are blowing IG out of the water. Wait,
Hold on,
Juice is going to get a solo kill.
Smurfing.
Juice is going to get a solo kill on the opposite side of the map as well. Across the board, RNG are diffing IG.
Go for control towards the bottom of the map, but they've already started the Baron. They don't know. They're keeping three members around.
Because it's Brand, they can just burn this down, and Juice is happy to tank it up in the meantime. So it looks like RNG aren't doing it. I think IG are starting to realize what might be going on here, but the RNG health bars are low, but Vampire has to be the one to face check. Is sent away, and the bullet time with the burn on top. Juice dives over and finishes the job, tries to walk away, but the Whirling Death starts to snowball the fight for IG now. Tung Yuen will fall, but Arn is stunned up and taken to pieces. Huanfeng still untouched the whole fight as Geju finds another, and RNG once again win it out.
The third Dragon is going to go over to RNG, and they now put themselves on soul point.
I mean, this is fantastic news for RNG. Unfortunately,
IG look a little bit lost. Juice is looking. Nady's too close.
The wave is going to come underneath the tower. Nady's in so much trouble, stunned up, and look at the damage to follow on up as well. Juice tanking up underneath the tower, does need to get out with his life, but Tung Yuen dives past the tier 2. The rest of the team not on board with this play, and Tung Yuen will go down as well. But hey, he got a bonus. Oh, IG feeling a little bit desperate perhaps, but all 5 members of RNG are here. It might just be a 50-50 for the Drake, because YSKM just gets obliterated, but so does the Baron. Our next one on the chopping block, Pillar of the Flame, finishes that one off. Nani trying to escape Vampire over the wall here. There's Nani burning with the Ignite, and Huanfeng is there to finish the job. It'll be XCZ to grab the kill. 2 Baron buffs remain for the side of IG, but they at least denied it from RNG.
Don't have enough members to clear out waves, which means you're going to lose your mid lane tier 2. Sure, you have Baron, but you've not made any money from it. It's more like a Baron to try and defend, get some money from YSKM. Are they going to let him? He got it through.
He manages to reset. He's going to TP back into the play. Nani trying to escape on the side. This is a long sequence between the two teams, as Drake is just going to be a 50-50 here. Headbutt comes on through, and it's GLFS that grabs it. Now the fight. Can they find more? It's one for Arna's YSKM sent out the bottom side of the play, and Juice is going to chase him for more. This should be a kill for RNG in the end. Juice grabs it. Make IG an ever so slightly better scoreline, but they're not that far from that eventuality themselves if they're not cautious. And RNG, oh, Tung Yuen, he's found a double headbutt. He's found GLFS. Tung Yuen, you absolute legend. He finds a way while substituting. And look at this fight from RNG. How the hell is this the roster that finds the win? How the hell is this the roster that saves RNG's skin? My goodness, Juice now looking for more. Gets the stun on Nady. That's going to be game. That's going to be game for RNG.
5 members of RNG marching down, smiles on their face. I can see them laughing away as they take down the last remaining Nexus towers, and RNG, against all odds through shuffles, managed to pick game 1. Wait, what? And a Kali?
What is this draft? It's so early as well.
Uh-oh.
Play around. He's kind of low in his shroud there as Vampire goes for an engage in the bottom side. Tung Yuen, you're not tanky yet. This happened in game 1 as well. First blood goes the way of Arn.
Oof, the overextension right there gives 1 kill over to Arn on the Misfortune. Shove the wave and push at any given moment. He doesn't have to right now because he knows he has more control through that bot lane that's got some extra gold.
What you like? Realistically, you're a professional team. You should be able to beat the substitute swapping roles.
The roster, and if you can't beat a roster that's struggling, then you're not going to be able to beat the rosters that are doing much better than you, that are currently sitting on the top 3 of that group. Juice, you said he was doing well. The flash start he had forced by YSKM, he had just about enough. GLFS, he's going to sneak into that brush. I'm not sure he got spotted.
Juice. He's going to turn Mega. I don't think that's enough to save him. His ult is actually on cooldown currently, and with the roots coming in as well. No way for him to escape this one. YSKM grabs that kill, and a nice little bit of setup for GLFS. to trade the Drake for the Grubs. Instead, GLFS moves down to make sure they get the Drake. Then we can move up and play around these Grubs up on the top side.
RNG's composition has so much self-agency. The Wukong, the Akali, the Gnar, extremely mobile, the Rakan added into the equation as well. They can make so many plays happen. However, the Wombo combo is so much better. You've got Rakan, Wukong, Gnar going in at the same time. XZ diving into the backline, causing chaos. This sounds like a pretty strong combo, but can RNG pull it together? The constant question for them is, can you just make it stick as a unit? Hasn't been the case yet,
from
Tangyuan.
Tangyuan is fantastic. The slows come down, and Tangyuan is low on HP, but GLFS being chased down. XCZ is looking for on, flashes over the wall, and finishes the job. That's one for the side of RNG, and they're looking for more as well. Naney slowed by the boulder. Vampire trying to get under the tower, but Naney slammed into the wall and taken to pieces. Juice with another is the recall under the tower, but there's no chance of surviving that one. 6-man squad with the clone included.
Incredible engage from Tangyuan, who again is the mid laner, the starting mid laner for RNG that has the sub in as support. Got that MVP in game number 1 onto the Alistar. IG is gonna walk in. They've already reset, they've got more items in their inventories, more HP and mana, so RNG are gonna have to not contest the last one. They grab 5 void grabs for themselves, but that is great for them. They've got side lane pressure through Akali, through Gnar. Leech Bane also completed onto XZ's Akali.
XZ might actually finish off this top tower. I mean, with 5 grubs, he does it pretty damn quick. And we'll finish that tower off, so another 600 gold into the pocket of that Akali on the top side. I mean, 1-0-1. Lich Bane already finished off as well. This is XZ getting really scary for these fights.
Looking pretty good. Tangyuan.
Oh, he's in
they're
trouble.
going in.
Quickness comes on through, but he's gone. He's just evaporates in the river here. XZ on the top side is in his smoke screen. Doesn't have flash here. The Q3 finds him. Vampire follows up. XZ will fall. It's a bonus. IG grabbed themselves the Herald, and they get a kill off the back.
Through the wall as we see Tangyuan on the top side again. They're pulling TPs.
TP comes through, looking for Naney here. Juice going to move over. There's no tower to run to, and Naney on the other side of the wall, I think, realizes his days are numbered. He's going to try and buy as much time as he can, but there's a tower there, so I'm not sure where he's planning on going. Juice slams him into the wall, finishes the job. Actually turns to hit the minion wave and lets the tower finish the job. That was stylish from Juice.
Cool guys, don't look at explosions, right? Juice doesn't even care. Knows Navy's gonna die anyway. Might as well min-max his time and start pushing the next wave. That's exactly what he did. Great pickup over there. Use of the TP. However, right now, this is going to be sole point for IG. The Dragon has just spawned. There is no teleport.
4-4 on the scoreboard at the 17-minute mark. It doesn't feel like a game that's only got 8 kills in it, does it? It feels like it's been pretty action-packed. As the Herald comes down in the mid lane, IG wants to try and force things. Yeah, on the one to drive the Herald there. Does get to flick back further. Geju knocked away. Quickness and a knock up onto Arn as well. He flashes to safety as the TP comes on through. XCZ though just gets executed at point blank range by Arn. A musket to the face. In the meantime, Juice is pushing, but that'll be Drake again for IG.
Use this Gnar. That gold lead is in the Gnar. If he's not around, you're most likely going to be losing the fight. And I feel like An baited Geju there.
Have been decent so far, but mostly blocked by Vampire. Maybe he find some windows once he gets a couple more items. Gets the damage as well. Geju's caught out here. The bullet time is going to come across as well. It's not quite enough, but punted back into the last bullet of the bullet time. Just in time, as it were.
Flash, there is no huge cyclone on the backline. Geju has gone down and will be down for another 18. Teleport's been pulled right here by RNG. Can they defend this Baron?
Juice has no rage currently. He's just transformed from Mega Gnar into Mini, so it'll be a little while until has access to his ult. Oh, Naney's caught by the arrow. Tango and finds the knock-up, and what a pick onto Arn. Health bar's low for IG as Huanfeng arrives on the scene. YSKM with the all-out. Naney's blasting these rockets, but XCZ gets out. YSKM being chased down. The CLFS looks for a little bit more, but Juice is tanky, and Huanfeng still firing. Are we even? 2 for 1, I think? Drake coming up in 10 seconds time. Soul for IG. crucial for them if they can find it. Vampire's already found an engage onto Juice. He hops away, but look at the damage. Geju, defensive ultimate. The Cyclone to buy space for his team, but he's gone down. Arrow comes in. Maybe there's some window, but RNG are just being routed. A YSGM finds 2 with the Q3. XCZ answers with 1 kill. It's a second as well. Hwampong grabbed 1, but XCZ falls. It's 3 for 2. It's carnage once more.
If RNG cannot link up a single engage altogether, IG are just going to pick them apart.
That they should expect to be the favorite. Naney caught, knocked up, charmed, and eviscerated. RNG find themselves a pick on the top side. Health bar's kind of chunked though, and IG want to punish. That tower is not real. It's on 100 HP. It's a single auto attack away from going down. Vampire goes for the engage. Bullet time available. Tower falls, and XCZ the next target. He's stunned, but actually dives back into the action. Turns golden and on 1 HP, but survives. XCZ goes down, and the bounce! The bounce brings down Geju as well. Juice turns mega, but it's too little and it's too late. IG find a fight.
Fantastic chase from IG. They knew that RNG had used everything to take down Naney. They had no cooldowns, and IG threw everything at them. Coming out victorious, only losing 1, which was on, and by that time he had done more than enough of his job to take everyone else down with him, and IG are gonna get out with a winning fight right here. Also the Baron on their back as well, and you can see that IG have woken up in game number 2. Pressure through that bottom of the map, and is going to hand over the wave that he pressured with to YSKM and join his team towards the bot side of the map.
XCZ looking for a flank on YSKM. The slow is there from Hwampong, but XCZ not interested in the meantime. IG are just going to break open an inhib. They're looking for Juice as well as a bonus. Phosphorus bomb not quite long range enough, but RNG committing to a play in the mid lane just opens the bot lane up to be destroyed.
Yeah, YSKM has another tower over in the mid lane. You'll see everyone from IG will be shifting through the jungle towards a mid map. And already back in, wants to cash in through that reset. Quick backs.
I think he has been pinged out. Clears away the control ward. GLFS moving over. I mean, Tangyuan, he's in an extremely compromised position at this point. GLFS is just going to chase him through as the rest of his team can move over, and the rest of RNG are going to farm the super minions. Tangyuan has been sacrificed to the blood gods today, as Arn will grab himself a bonus kill.
IG have been to take those fights and engage with Vampire on whichever person shows up on the map. Now with the Elder, they've got even more kill power in their pockets. Again, all eyes on Arn. 4.3k up, 8, 3, and 6 onto this misfortune. 4 items deep, and they're looking to end the game through bot side. Oh my god.
It's not quite been the Akali performance we were hoping for. XCZ has managed to have some impact in fights, but not been a big carry assassin, not been able to threaten on in a big way during these fights. With the help of Vampire and GLFS and YSKM, it's really difficult to get onto that back line. Supers come in, and Nexus Towers are just being whittled down. I mean, there's Elder Dragon in play. Tangyuan whiffs his engage. Oh no, he drops. Geju drops. YSKM zones the other 3 players. XCZ in his shroud, but won't last long in there. Turns golden for a second, but Juice next target as YSKM looks for the Q3. Juice just about surviving on the fountain alongside Hwampong. But IG, a fantastic finish here to game number 2. A pick onto Tangyuan, sets up for the Elder and sets up for an even series. Oh, wait a second, that's a heck of an aggressive
his Alistar
proposition
got
from IG.
banned. Yeah, his Alistar got banned, so now he's on his 3rd different support throughout the entire series.
Bot Prio, so goes for the top grab instead.
And now
big
knows that
damage.
support is in the jungle. Tangyuan was spotted in the jungle by GLFS and Vampire, so Hwanfeng took a huge chunk of his HP. He has to run.
It's so big that that chunk was there. The barrier comes up through the ignite and the burn. Are they enough to tick? Stop there! But then loses 2 whole minion waves, and the wave is pushing away from him now as well.
And Summoners.
It's really, no, the stand aside denies the crash down. Tangyuan immediately flashed after from On. He's looking for a cash in. 100 stacks with with his name written all over them. That's Draven all over.
Through that IG bolt lane to try and take down that dragon real quickly. Grab one for themselves and probably stay towards the top side of the map. You mentioned Juice. Juice on this particular matchup in game number 2, he had a 2,000 gold lead.
On the grubs. Very happy with how this one is going. It's kind of funny to see Huanfeng, the one being so brutally punished by a Draven. As a Draven player himself, Huanfeng, you know, one of his signatures is that Draven, in fact. I think people think of him for things like the Ashe or the Jhin, but I think RNG would love for them to have spawned just a little bit sooner. There's perhaps a chance on the top side as well. YSKM underneath this tower. I don't think they want to dive, though, to be honest. I think they want to get these grubs.
Great rotation right here from Nady. Straight towards the bottom of the map. Gain that first tower with the remaining tower platings as well as RNG. Oh, Juice?
Juice pulled underneath the tower as Minino, the hop, gets him out to safety. He is thanking his lucky stars that there was a minion wave there. 5 grubs for RNG. Looks like Geju will call it at that. Doesn't want to get caught out by Vampire. Tanguan trying to threaten, though. Actually dives towards On, but whiffs the engage there. Death Charge comes on through. The True Shot Barrage gets a bit of damage, but Geju now has been baited into the play, and On will execute him. Juice now next on the chopping block. Dodges away from the Fate Sealed, but that's all he'll dodge away from. Huanfeng is caught up. I feel like they're going in one by one. XCZ trying to find YSKM, but the shield comes through, and Nany now chasing him. And again, another player that has overextended to try and find something in this totally doomed team fight. XCZ under the tower. Nany finishes the job, and On goes down.
XZ with the snipe. The team fight has already started, but he's only a Mininar. He ends up taking so much hurt through On, and Nany, hold on.
Oh no. TLFS is found. He goes for just goes for his crumb, basically. That was his only crime. Geju punishes. RNG now stuck in a really awkward spot. The True Shot Barrage is huge damage from Huanfeng, and maybe Geju survives after all. Nany trying to finish off the enemy jungler, and he will be able to do so. 1 for 1 here. But I guess TLFS already went down, so positive for RNG.
Such a scrappy game already. Both of these teams are willing to fight to the death. Tangyuan right here still looking. He's not gonna take that X plus forward. Level 7 to level 10.
Big damage on there. He's just gonna die underneath the tower. Nice little dive from RNG. YSKM TP'd in, but he can't go for a 1v3 there.
To actually go for this Rift Herald, having had GLFS use his ultimate to take the 1 versus Juice. However, Juice does not have teleport to join that, so they knew that it was a 4 versus 5 item early on, because it gives you so many different stats that having the same spike on 3 champions. Because I earlier talked about the Corki and the Edgel building Mana Moon and Trinity Force, but also the Gnar building the Trinity Force early on. RNG could definitely look to capitalize on such a small but very important spike right here.
Vampire caught out, thought he was closer to GLFS, but he was not. Geju with some big damage there, but Tangyuan maybe goes down to the passive as the stun comes through. GLFS and True Shot Barrage is there, but Juice solo himself on trying to get that damage out, but not enough to trade 2.
This point is just kills for the sake of kills, but it's in the right pockets.
Herald down in the mid lane now.
Who's driving it?
Magnet Storm can absolutely ruin a Herald. And there we go, Tangyuan just dives at the Herald, trades his life for the enemy support. An interesting engage. I don't really know what to make of it. The spike comes down onto the Herald. I guess it denies the push onto the tier 1, and in the meantime, Juice is taking a tier 2. Okay, I take it back. It was a great engage from Tangyuan. He saves the tower in the mid lane and sets up for Juice to grab another tower elsewhere.
Yeah, Lee was slow to the plate. However, while all this was happening and while all 5 members were committed to the top set for IG, Tangyuan has sneaked into the bolt quadrant of GLFS's jungle, put down a bunch of vision for RNG, allowing their mid to 5 seeds. You ult them up to get them stronger. YSKM with the flank right here, and RNG could be in trouble.
Vampire manages to find the hook on Tangyuan. That's him gone. Juice just turning Mega. But realistically, 4v5, is that a fight?
And we were talking about the other stuff that he was playing. Oh, hold on a minute. They're gonna start the Baron. There's not enough plants around to start the Baron. There's only 1 at a time. However,
But that's
IG are
That's why
expecting
it's
the resets to come
genius.
through.
Yeah, that's why it's genius. There's no real chance of a Baron here. So who would start the Baron? RNG, that's who. How can they know what we're doing if we don't know what we're doing? RNG grabbed themselves the Baron. It's actually a legit good call from them as Tanguin once again sacrifices himself for the cause.
On a side lane would be a huge threat for IG. Almost a sniper at that on the Dragon as well. It's going to be so point for IG. RNG are just marching forward. They've got only one lane push for now. Juice cannot necessarily go to a side lane. The TPs are being pulled.
Naney looks for it and he finds Hwangfong. Face Sealed comes on through as the Stranglethorns are down, but that's a dead Corki and a dead Cassante to boot. Naney trying to escape. Flash from Hwangfong.
Oh!
But the Q goes wide. Deep flank here from YSKM. The Narnia flank as he comes racing towards XCZ. Flash away from XCZ. He survives. Hwangfong is stuck in the back of the Krug pit. He flashed to try and kill Naney in the previous fight.
In tier 2 tower, which is very important. Gain as much vision off of the map as possible, Juice. Juice, you're too close. Juice, you're too close!
Oh no, that's fate sealed for Juice and potentially for RNG, because IG feel like they're starting to get control of this game now, moving up the mid lane. The Baron was a nice play from RNG, but was it enough? I don't think there's going to be much more. Tanguin, it's a very deep flank, something to behold. Watching Caps play Pike mid. Oh, hang on, engage in the mid lane. Arndt gets away from it as it's Geju caught up instead. YSKM finds his angle and dives into the backline alongside Naney, looking for XCZ but falls. The burn is enough, and IG on top of the fight here is Juice trying to kite it back. Hwangfong trying to get the damage out. He's a big Ezreal, but it's not big enough. The axe has cut through him and Juice barely waddles away.
Just about that snap back from the Yone. Gets that critical damage in there to take him down.
The rest of the map, not so good for RNG. Certainly not in that bot lane where on a similar lead to what's happening up top.
And Geju had to commit his flash right there to get out of trouble, Vampire.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. That's, yeah, that's not ideal. What a mistake to make. Right,
What's happening with the support this series, man?
I don't know.
Stop walking forward, guys. Danger, danger, fire, fire.
We are on exactly a kill a minute, so we are reaching our quota for game number 3 between IG and RNG. Attempted flank from Tanguin, he just takes a massive chunk of damage instead, and then Naney moves over and just finishes the job, whirling death across the team as well, and in he goes! GLFS takes the Baron away, gets an extra, they lose their support, and they get an ace and a Baron for it? What is happening?
IG just won a 4 versus 5 without their primary engage. They picked RNG apart and they're marching down mid lane. This could be end of series.
This has been one of the most ridiculous series I've ever commentated, and I've been commentating a while. IG are going to come out on the top of the pile, but it is very much a pile of bodies at the end of this absolute fist fight. It's been carnage from the start of game number 1 to the end of game number 3. But IG come out on top. The IG 2018 flair comes out from Vampire as IG.
These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LPL Summer Split matchup.
Is the biggest differentiator here in the LPL. Another differentiator is laning prowess. Xiaoya taken down in a 2v2. Jin Zhao might not be long for the rift here. Aftershock will keep him alive. This could get a little dicey, and perhaps LGD know what's going on, but Jin Zhao's got in face first, walks into 3 people. Oh, he didn't know. He didn't know. He thought he was finding a fight. He found a fight, that's for sure, but not the one he wanted. Double kill for Crisp. Does feel like one of those champions that it does not just rely on the snowball in terms of her own damage. Even Ezreal sort of by default gets a little bit behind in lane because he has to spend that 400 gold on the tier. The fact that you essentially get to get a tier.
I had a pretty good joke about England at Euros, but I won't do it. Because
you should have.
I won't do it. I won't do it.
With how obnoxious us England fans are, we deserve everything we get. And unfortunately, Meteor, they're quite happy to play slow. This is a team that's quite happy to take their time and slowly build up an advantage.
And then it would be lost the next game. So I feel like once they find that consistency, then they can be put into the equation.
Oh, good buffer from Xiaohu. Crisp tries to block for his mid lane. A Pillar of Flame comes in, and Crisp is so hard to kill. The burn is there, but it's not quite enough, and Tarzan moves in with a True Shot Barrage. But Weibo is so junked, they can't look for a return.
Oh my god, that was so masterfully, handled in this game. Now, Weibo Gaming, they only have 2 members. Those are both sides. And the Dragon's been taken. TPs are being pulled. That's Haichao.
I think the TP is enough for Weibo not to try and brute force a fight here. Light will at least get a plate on the bottom side. Isolate him so that they can try and make a play towards bot lane, but there's no minions either, so... You know, it's cool to see Crisp finding his way through the jungle. I don't know if they can realistically do anything. True Shot Barrage cancels the recalls, but Jin Zhao and Xiaoyu can just walk past Tarzan, I think. The anchor comes out, Xiaoyu slowed up, will be solar flared, will be stunned up, and will be taken down in the flash.
Which delayed his path towards top, allowed time for Tarzan to stick around and make that play.
Xiaoyu went to recall in the jungle to make sure he was safe. Jin Zhao finds a chance for a pick here. Haichao has to do the damage though, and Tarzan just jumps straight onto the opposite carry, and it's somehow a kill. Tarzan will go down for his trouble, gets a bit of extra damage out as an arrow.
The arrow?
Oh, just goes wide of Xiaohu. He must have been spotted by it, right? Because he didn't auto it. They do die when they get spotted. Jin Zhao stepping forwards, has to be the one to face check. A deep, deep TP coming on through. Breathe on a massive flank. There's no vision here for LGD. They have no idea that Rumble is on the way. Equalizer ready to be blasted out. Xiaoyu just gets melted over the wall while Jin Zhao goes down on the front line as well. And Breathe is blocking the escape route. Haichao trying to go toe-to-toe with him, and the True Shot Barrage snipes another. Meteor locked up, and the damage there to follow, but Meteor dodges the skill shots, and Light trying to get away from the Pillar of Flame himself.
OPL, he's played top, one of the best top players as well, when he did play top as well. So he does know a lot about what side lane pressure is made of, and all the covers and whatnot. Crisp and Tarzan again putting that pressure onto the Dragon. They're 2v3 and about to be 4v3. 4v2, sorry. So they're not going to take the chance. That is another Dragon going LGD's way.
Nicely done by Xiaohu to deny a lot of minions on that top side.
So if Weibo Gaming managed to pretty much group up and Meteor gets a massive ult, this could very easily turn around. However, 6,000 gold in the lead right now for Weibo Gaming. It's not going to get any easier.
Solar Flare comes out from Crisp as Haichao forced away by the equalizer. Okay, Blastcode saves Haichao's life. Breathe, unfortunately, wastes his flash there. We'll be able to clear this vision. Herald comes down in the mid lane. That'll be mid-prio. Drake not up for another 3.5 minutes, by the way. This is, I know we're in the bottom river. This is not about Drake. This is about towers right now for Weibo.
Talking about pick individually, Birdle in no man's land. He doesn't have a tower behind him, and Tarzan's right there.
He's got no armor, really. He's only got that chain vest. He went for MR to start this game off. The all-out comes on through. He's still Cassante at the end of the day. Flashes and Crisp flashes to follow it up as well, but he might have gone too deep for this one. Meteor is on the scene. The arrow will connect, and that sets up for a pick for LGD, but Tarzan's not done with the fight just yet. Still going forwards as the equalizer goes down. Doesn't really lead to too much more.
That was continuously Weibo Gaming being in numbers disadvantage, but yet pushing.
Oh, they're going for Xiaohu, I think.
Every single time. They're gonna check out Xiaohu. They're looking for Xiaohu. Tarzan.
Tarzan's just like, I'm so tanky. He's happy to dive on into that one. Light! He just eradicates him! That was insane! Light, you beast! Just takes Xiaoyu out of the picture and then snowballs the fight. Quadra for Light in one of the flashiest Ezreal plays I've seen this year. Beautiful. That is just beautiful. We came in today saying Light and Crisp are players to watch. I didn't realize they were this level of players to watch, you know. This is he's almost 5,000 gold up individually at 23 minutes into the game.
You know what? It's almost as if one of them is a world champ. Almost.
Yeah. Birdle is going to find it all out onto Tarzan. Has managed to get the pig lady into a awkward position, and that will be pork for dinner for Haichao as One little bonus.
Corky, great stuff right there. You definitely need a little bit of an injection in gold. 0 and 2 for Haichao, just about 1 and 2 that right there. And Bertel, he's looking for more. He's right behind Breed that could definitely pull this off.
Breathe a step too far forward. Birdall, can he find 2 picks back to back to try and get his team back into the game? Breathe has flashed to relative safety. The rest of his team is trying to move on over. A good equalizer maybe could turn this fight. It's a good arrow onto Chris to stop the follow-up from Weibo, but Breathe has survived. And ultimates fly across the side of LGD. There's nowhere to retreat with an equalizer behind them. And Light has arrived to finish these kills off. There's another one as the double comes on through. Light with a pillar of flame. He's burning, but still surviving. And he's got a bloodthirster. He's so hard to kill. Chasing for a little bit more, but the queue ever so slightly short. Weibo have very much seen the light.
Yeah, Light coming towards the top side of the map. They lose no one, and they're gonna be starting the Baron right here. Meteor is around, does not have the flash, but being in that pit with a Brand plus Corky around could be a little bit dangerous. The Hawkshot is gonna spot them now doing the Baron. It's long gone.
Nice try from Haichao, desperate. This time, though, he's spotted on a ward, and suddenly everyone on Weibo starts making a beeline towards him. They want to pick instead. Birdall out-positioned and tries to get away, but locked up by the ultimate of Tarzan. Oh, 4-man true shot barrage and an equalizer on top. Xiaoya barely surviving as Light now on a flank. It's a double kill for Tarzan, but Light won't let him have any more than that. No, he will. A triple for Tarzan as Light grabs a 4-man ultimate and an undoubted MVP in game number 1.
Such a dominating performance by Weibo Gaming. Light ending the game with an 8,000 gold lead over his counterpart. Insane performance by Weibo's AD carry. I'm not gonna lie to you, I like this version of LGD a lot more. You can get pushed through mid and through top, so Meteor actually has lanes and sides of the map that he can play through.
Even drops a laugh on him, Tarzan. You can't be doing that in a pro game, surely not. Oh my days, Tarzan just absolutely destroying Meteor in the jungle. Destroying his self-confidence as well. They jump on top, the stunts come through, and there's Crisp on the roam as well. Birdall underneath the tower. Tarzan might just sacrifice his life to make it happen. Doesn't even need to. Walks away, drops the laugh on him. This is Tarzan's Rift.
An extra longsword and boots, as well as a control ward in Breed's inventory. Weibo Gaming are not giving up. They're gonna give up for now. Just focus on pressure in that mid lane and give up the Krugs. An objective down bot lane, getting that dragon for Weibo Gaming. That's the nature of things when you're playing the farming jungler versus a ganking jungler.
I think he'll get this just about in time. With the smite there, he will be able to grab it. Meteor, I think he knows something's going on. Xiaohu was missing from mid, but it's too little too late. He knew something was up, but it still finds him anyway. Xiaohu dives over to finish that kill. Jin Zhao and Xiaoya moving over to try and punish, but Crisp is here as well. Xiaohu dives bot side of the play. True shot barrage comes in. Xiaohu gets a jump, flashes away. Xiaoya trying to chase him through the jungle here, but in the meantime, the rest of the team is falling apart. Xiaohu is somehow still alive. He's trying to get over to the rest of his team. Crisp moving over as fast as he can, but the skill shots from Zeri will find the kill and shut down Weibo's mid laner. So it'll be 3 groups apiece, assuming nothing happens here. LGD know what's going on here. Haichao tries his best to steal one away. Tarzan holds his nerve and doesn't go for the smite, but he will be forced out the back of the pit. And with Meteor moving over, this could be 5 groups actually for LGD. So nice little punish there by Haichao to make sure Tarzan can't get anything for free in this one with the smite there. That will be 5 groups. So LGD, a good little advantage for them. Still a minute until the Drake comes up.
No ultimate onto both of them as well. Definitely an opportunity for LGD to get into this river and potentially look for a fight if Weibo Gaming want to try and contest.
I mean, with TP advantage, surely Weibo don't go for a contest on this one. They will just concede that and give over the Drake. We've got a bit of tower on the bit of time on the tower top lane.
Vision around this as well, and Weibo Gaming will be looking for the big wombo combo, big items already completed. The only one The only ones without a major item are this Gnar and Corki that are looking for the first Trinity 4. So Weibo Gaming definitely with an item advantage here if they want to take this fight.
Oh, Xiaoya trying to find light. Flash forced by Jin Zhao here. Xiaoya stacking that ultimate, but that will now go on cooldown. Just as Herald spawned onto the map, Tarzan has his ultimate available again and immediately blasts it towards Jin Zhao. The light goes wide on a Mystic shot, but I don't think it matters too much. TP behind the lines here as Tarzan gets a blast cone, knocks Meteor back into the fray, and Light grabs himself a second for the fight. Flash forwards on towards Xiaoya here. Tarzan goes down, but so does Xiaoya. Birdle's TP gets nothing, and Xiaohu's still pushing.
An experience die away to the tower right before he takes the tower down. Every single one of the creeps from this wave die, and it's just a mini-Gnar, so Weibo Gaming just walked up forward.
I love that from Tarzan as well, popping the blast cone so that he can bring one with him. Xiaoya goes down to the flank. That's a second kill for Breathe as well. He's scaling, and that's a scary concept to go up against. Both Triforce users on the side of Weibo are the ones with bounties right now, as Meteor will grab himself that skull crab. No reset on the jump from Xiaohu, but just pressuring all three lanes as well, right? Xiaohu pushing in the bottom side. You could see Breathe pushing up top before he went for that reset. Weibo just in control of the map for now. Tarzan dives underneath the tower. Chris follows it up as well. The damage is there, and Xiaohu's behind enemy lines. Explosions galore, the Demolitionist.
Complete camouflage by Xiaohu coming in. Tarzan diving through walls. Xiaohu playing between tier 1 and tier 2. Weibo Gaming are confident.
No way this guy doesn't have some PTSD from the amount of intense matches he's been in. The amount of teams he's been on. He's a veteran of a different kind.
Meanwhile, top lane Birdle, he's been trying his hardest. He's down in gold. Jin Zhao.
Yeah. Top lane, they're still fighting and trading for tier 1s. And in the meantime, down at the bottom side of the map, Haichao is being dived under the tier 2. Tarzan takes just the right amount. That is immaculate from Tarzan. As Xiaohu now trying to escape, but Xiaoya might be able to find the punish here. Xiaohu gets caught by the zap, it slows him down. And it's a huge shutdown into the pocket of Xiaoya. A punish here from LGD.
A little bit too far from Weibo Gaming, and LGD slap those hands. Taking gold into very, very important pockets. You need gold onto the Brand and the Zeri to get them back into the game. And now Jin Zhao on the flank. They're looking for Breathe.
He's just committing for the tower. I mean, Breathe just sacrifices his life, even flashes to try and get out. I don't think he realized quite how many players were up here to deal with him. But hey, got the tier 2, I guess.
And Weibo Gaming, even though they're very confident right here, a bit of an overextension. Sure, they can kill Jin Zhao, but then they get... Oh dear. Well, they'll kill him again.
Oh dear,
Deja vu.
I mean, Jin Zhao has tried to do what Crisp did in game number 1. He's been everywhere, like RNG were earlier.
Very true.
Oh, that was a series, wasn't it? If you missed that one, guys, I don't know whether I would recommend watching it. It was messy. If you like really messy, chaotic League of Legends, go watch IG versus RNG. If not, stick around here and watch this Baron go down as Weibo finally engage onto Birdle. He can't move, Meteor can't move either. Weibo just eviscerating. No, the combo comes through. The burn is there. Xiaoya stacking up as well as Breathe tries to get onto the back line. Xiaohu has to carry. He jumps towards Xiaoya. He's got the DPS. The Kraken Slayer not quite enough as Breathe finds the mid laner. Xiaohu saves the day. That's a reset coming through from Birdle.
Wait, we're back.
LGD, they've got to try and face check this one. Baron on the cards, Weibo already down to 2k. This is going to be Baron taken. Meteor tries to get in, but it's smited. Jin Zhao's lost all of his health just trying to face check in. He'll go down to Light to start the fight off. And Birdle on the flank is just getting murdered. True Shot Barrage hits 3 again. Light, he just doesn't miss, does he? Breathe finds a stun as they look to set him up. They were letting him have that 4th kill. Are they going to go for a little bit more on this one? Tarzan dives into the base. Light's not interested. He's gone to the mid lane. Tarzan trying to be a pro. Light's having none of it.
They need to go back to reset, cash in all of this gold from the fight and the Baron as Breathe is taking down the last outer tower remaining for LGD. In the previous fight, it just wasn't good enough.
The funny thing is, this game started fairly slow compared to the last one. Like, we had the first, I don't know, 5 minutes or something without any kills or anything. Now we are well beyond a kill a minute. They were so boring to watch. They were so inconsistent. They've come back. They've turned it on, and the pressure they are playing with against LGD today is beautiful. Breathe forced the flash on the top side. Jinzhao trying to follow up for a little bit more. Crisp forced away as well as Light escapes and continues to blast that damage out. Everybody walks away. Xiaohu continues to try and pressure in the bottom side, but unfortunately, the wave wasn't there at the time. Tarzan moves in. Xiaohu doesn't even need the stun from the orbit. The bomb isn't quite enough. Haichao will survive as Tarzan looks for a little bit more onto Meteor, and they'll find it this time. Light going underneath the Nexus towers to get that extra bit of damage in. That's 2 inhibs.
And they've taken down the #1 threat on the side of LGD, which is this brand. Weibo Gaming definitely equipped to push forward for the victory.
They certainly are. Pressure on pressure here from Weibo Gaming. It's only 27 minutes into the game, but that's not going to stop them as they look towards the Nexus. 3 men remain for LGD. They've got to try and hold on. This is their last chance of making it straight into playoffs. This is their last chance of not getting knocked out, but Weibo may have been deterred here. Birdall steps on forwards, but he might have stepped too far forwards. He overcommitted. He didn't realize that they were not afraid to turn it back around. You thought they were leaving. They're going nowhere. Weibo are here to finish the job. Xiaoyan dives into the back line and just gets taken apart. Xiaohu diving onto the fountain as the Nexus will finally be laid bare. And Weibo go positive in the group with a 4-3 scoreline.
These were some of the best highlights from today's 2024 LPL Summer Split matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.